She's been on the show before now. I think that was in March. But before I introduce her, Lagos, let me remind you once again that we are streaming the show right now online on Facebook, on YouTube. Simply go on there and drop your comments. This is how to search for us. When you get yourself to YouTube and Facebook, just search for Nigeria Info 99.3 if you are yet to do that. Okay, I would like to have your comments, your thoughts on today's conversation. Just be sure to have your thoughts to get that. All right, and the WhatsApp to also drop your number is 0809 597 5805. Again, to us via the website at www.nigeriainfo.fm, and follow us across our social media platforms. We are Nigeria Info FM on X, formerly Twitter. Also on Instagram, we are Nigeria Info FM Lagos. Facebook and YouTube have already told you all that. And if you're tweeting, don't forget to include hashtag Nigeria Info Mail. All right. Again, I'm Zaynab. People call me Sister Terra, by the way. Yes, it's the name I bear on the language show on sister station Kids FM 101.7. All right. That's where I get to teach kids basic Yoruba language speaking. Yoruba. Okay, so moving on, Lagos. It's International Day of the Girl Child. Today is October 11th, right? Also, it's been International Adolescent Health Week since Monday 7th, October the 7th, all the way to Sunday. And commemorations of these days or special week, right, are sort of remind us why it's important to address health needs of young women, right, and girls. Also, a day to increase awareness around the girl. Remember, when you empower a girl, you empower a generation. And while at this, don't forget to also empower the boy child, because we are for both boys and girls. Okay, I can see my guest already, Dr. Nimi. Yes, she is a friend of the house, so she's not new. Okay, so Dr. Nimi Ekere is a consultant family physician, adolescent health expert, child advocate. She's a fellow of National Postgraduate Medical College of Family Physicians, also founder of Smile and Shine Children's Foundation, an NGO for children aimed at preventing child sexual abuse more. She's an author of 4 books for children, preteens, teenagers, and parents on the child sexual abuse with effective remedies. Okay, so these books, let me just mention part of them, include Some Part Special. Dr. Nimi, I would love to have a copy of this book.
Thank you.
Yes, I'd love to have it. But I remember, let's do something. On Tuesday night, I was about to put my baby to bed, my daughter to bed. So we used to gisting and asking what happened during the day. And along the line, she just told me. So I was asking her, I was telling her, be an obedient child. When mommy talks to you, she finishes for me. You listen. When your teacher talks to you, you do what you listen. And I said, do not allow anyone to touch, she said, my private part. Right? Oh no, she now said, mommy, we're in the toilet. But so person touched. I'm like, what? Do you understand? But I understood she was trying to communicate something to me. The next day I was in the school, that was on Wednesday. And the teacher was like, no, what? Don't even let it happen. It was her classmates. I think they were just in the toilet together. So I had to go to that school. So this book, Dr. Nimi, this is me defined by officially.
Thank you. Thank you for being an intentional mom. We're proud of you. Well done.
Thank you, Dr. Nimi. Lagos, be part of the conversation. I've called out the WhatsApp number, but 1080-95975805. We'll get to this conversation already, but I should let you know that commemoration of this special day, the International Day of... I'm about to go on break. Anyway, maybe when I come back from the break, I'll tell you more about it. They will bring Dr. Nimi on board fully, but not something. Report says 75% of the new HIV infections among adolescents occur in girls. And this is not to cause any form of panicking, right? Because which is further that with 1 in 3 adolescent girls suffering from anemia, which is a form of malnutrition. So it is not just HIV. There are several other issues that affect the girl child, including
993 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Natasha Kimani. I'm a governance and public policy expert and the host of Talk to Me Direct podcast. Talk to Me Direct is produced by Luminate. Luminate is a global foundation working to ensure that everyone, especially those underrepresented, have the information, rights, and power to influence decisions that affect their lives. In the next episode, I speak with a leader in the civic tech space. Irene Wendwa leads Policy, an organization that conducts groundbreaking research and advocacy on technology and feminism in Africa.
For sure, it takes a concerted effort. It's not just by researchers, it's not just by civil society. It also takes the players who provide these tools to also ensure that their systems are safe.
Like and subscribe to Talk to Me Direct wherever you get your podcasts.
Attention, all secondary schools, get ready to speak up, stand out, and make your voice heard. I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Tournament Season 8 is here. If you have the passion, the skills, and the will to win, this is your moment. Auditions for this year's season ends Sunday, October 13th, 2024. Don't miss this chance to compete with the brightest minds in Lagos. How to enter? Visit www.nigeriainfo.fm. Click on the I Beg to Differ banner on the homepage. Choose only one out of 3 topics listed. Argue 2 minutes in favor of and 2 minutes against the topic you chose. Upload your 4 minutes recording in MP3 format. Fill in your other details and submit. This is open to secondary school students between the ages of 13 and 16. Register now and prove that you have what it takes to be an I Beg to Differ champion. I Beg to Differ Debate Season 8, the Tournament of Champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, it still is the season of giving. So says oneplay.ng. That is why they want you to dial the code *347 *880 *3#. Yes, if you want our money, dial that code. Or you could go to the website www.oneplay.ng, as in one PLAY. .ng. Once you get there, select Nigeria Info as your station, and just like that, your ticket will be in the draws. Of course, you have to commit the paltry sum of 500 naira to each ticket. Now, you can play as many times as possible to give yourself a bigger chance of winning. And remember that your chances of winning are pretty much the same whether you play on oneplay.ng or you use the code *347 *880 *3#. Now, remember that at the end of the week, there's going to be a 500,000 naira jackpot. I know it's mind blowing. You can't beat that. You definitely can't beat that. So your qualifying for that is dependent on you playing the game during the week. What am I trying to say? I am saying when you dial *347 *880 *3# from your phone, or go to the website at oneplay.ng to play the OnePlay game every day, you automatically qualify for the jackpot that comes at the end of the week on Friday. Yes, it's announced on Friday. That said, ladies and gentlemen, play responsibly. Make sure you are playing with only what you can afford. And once you play, make sure you keep your phone very close, because that lucky call could be coming in at any time. Yes, at any time. OnePlay is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission. Keep playing, keep winning, and keep smiling to the bank.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is
Maternity Line.
Maternity Line.
All right, Lagos, we are back. It's Maternity Line right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. If you're just tuning in, I am Zaynab, and this is a weekly show where we unearth realities of motherhood and more. Yes, today we are discussing a very crucial subject, because this is subject that has to do with the girl child. But do not forget, keep something at the back of your mind, because before you people come for me and say, they are not discussing the boy child because it is the girl. No. We do all. I remember, was that soon or so that I spoke about the boy child and people like merchants man were calling in and saying, oh, Zaynab, that was great. So nobody should come for me. Today is about the girl child, so that's what we are doing. So if you don't like it, I will send you a locus. Yes, so yeah. I was going to say I was making a list of issues that affect the girl child as research reveals, and I was going to say including teenage pregnancies. There are several other problems, other issues that affect the girl child, and it is a general knowledge that Nigerian girls face numerous challenges. This myriad of challenges include child marriage, gender-based violence, limited access to education, female genital mutilation, limited healthcare access, social-cultural restrictions, economic disparities, limited political representation. It's a lot more. I mean, there's so... Can you just, the stretch of so it's a long list. I am not the expert here. I do have an expert joining me, family physician, the consultant physician, adolescent health expert. Dr. Nimi, once again, great to have you here on the show today.
Thank you, Zaynab. Well done for all that you do. Your program is amazing and I love it.
Thank you, Dr. Nimi. You told me that even before we came on radio, so now I'm taking it. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so let's just get to it. I understand the formative years are the first 8 years of a child's life, during which children develop and learn quicker than any other given period due to rapid brain development. So to enable the girl to grow properly and go through society with little or no negative impact, how important... I'm starting with mentoring because I have just spoken about some health related issues, but I feel like we are not so big on mentorship in this part of the world, and this is why I am starting with that, given the fact that we have a low representation of women in politics. So this is why I'm starting on this note. Now, as I was saying, so to enable the girl to grow properly and go through society with little or no negative impact, how important is constant mentoring, monitoring, and enlightenment regarding the right path to during her formative years? By formative years, I mean from 0 to 8 years, right? Before those are years before they develop into preteens, and preteens is from 9 to 12, I'm guessing. Yes. Dr. Nimi?
Yes. Yeah, so it's very important things mentoring is started early, like you rightly said, the formative age of the children. And I want to add that statistics have shown that 9% of brain development occurs before the child is 5 years old. So it's very important that the children are mentored early. I mentor a lot of children, and I'll tell you that mentoring gives clarity. You said a lot of people, you're right about it. A lot of people do not know the importance of mentoring. It is so important. In our southeastern states, we have an informal form of mentoring where people learn a trade, learn something, and they learn so early after they are released. That's the word they use. And you see them doing well, very well. The structures are there. They build pairs because they were mentored. Now, the importance of mentoring children early cannot be overemphasized. It helps them so much and builds a lot of resilience in them. So you can imagine teaching a child early, guiding them early. It forms a significant part of their life, their cognitive, their social, and their emotional lives. And of course, this affects their overall well-being.
Dr. Ekere, I love the fact that you just touched on resilience, and that sort of reminds me of, today being International Day of the Girl, with the theme, Girls' Vision for the Future. Also, it's been, the week has been for International Adolescent Health Week with the theme, Thriving, Not Just Surviving, Building Adolescent Resilience, right? So this, in a way, takes me to going back to the same question on this formative years, because when you speak of resilience, you are speaking of, society, quote unquote, as subjected or is subjecting the girl child into some challenges, and the girl needs to bounce back regardless of whatever or whatever situation the girl finds herself. So remember, ahead of this commemoration of the girl child, International Day of the Girl Child, UNICEF does say that no matter where you find yourself as a girl, it doesn't determine where you should be in life. If I see the quote, I'm going to, because I noted it down somewhere, where the chief, where a very high pedigree official of UNICEF was giving a speech, and I noted it down somewhere. I'm going to bring it out anytime soon. Now, building resilience, right? Does that mean that right from that formative years, it is important for parents to mentor, to speak, to guide, to monitor their words, especially the girl child, the right way? Now, speak to us on adequate parental care, especially during the girl's formative years. Do parents' educational exposure or level enlightenment or belief influence the girl's early pregnancy and childbearing?
Thank you for that. We'll talk about resilience later because it's very important in the life of anyone, the boy child and girl child, especially in a male-dominated society like ours, where the girls are relegated to the background. We need resilience. We need to instill resilience in them. Now, your question, adequate parental care is paramount during these formative years. Very important. Parents are a child's first teachers. Parents are a child's superheroes without capes. That's what they say. And you learn almost everything from your parents, the foundational things from your parents. You learn how to brush your teeth, how to carry yourself from your parents. And of course, after some time, when it's time to go to school, you get to school. And of course, that is follow through reinforced. But basically, parents are the children's first teachers and role models. So as parents, we have to start really early, start out early. And then back to your question, the second question, you talked about educational status of the parents. Yes, it goes a long way, because the more educated a parent is, the more aware they are. The more educated a parent is, the more they can dispel some societal norms and myths, the more they can challenge gender stereotypes, the more empowered they are. I mean, I'm your student now, but I'm educated. I can talk with authority. Yes. So the more educated you are, the more you can challenge a lot of biases that are against the girl child. So studies have also shown that parents, especially mothers with secondary education, have fewer incidences of children with unwanted teenage pregnancies. So it's unlikely by 50%, actually, it's unlikely by 50% that their children are going to be given out in marriages, be pregnant at early ages. So it's very important. That said, I'd also say that if you're educated and you take things for granted, you will not achieve that. Your children might not turn out right. So intentionality, even as educated parents, is key. Again, if you're not educated and you're an illiterate, that doesn't mean that your children cannot turn out right. I've seen children of illiterates that did not go into any form of vice and any form of criminality and any form of moral decadence, and they turned out right. So in all, I think that while it's important, to answer your question, education is important, there are still cases of illiterate parents that have taught their children values, they have taught their children the right path to go. They have instilled resilience in children, and the outcome has been amazing.
All right, thank you. You mentioned something that I would love for us to get clarity on. You did say parents with secondary education. So what is the secondary education in this context?
At least. I mean, it's okay. The more educated you are, the better, the more empowered. But at least the basic education, primary and secondary. Even because of some people who say JS3, then after that you go for your vocational skills, but at least some form of literacy, so you can read and write. When one can read and write, it breaks a lot of shackles. It's liberating. It makes you aware. At least you can read books. At least you can listen. At least you can go for information to know how to, go about taking care of your children and keeping them away from vice. Again, with our technology, if you're not educated, the children will be playing on the phone, going to sites that you don't know about, and you are watching them and even smiling with them. So it's I mean, it's called the cut off, but it doesn't mean that it's just to tell you that the more educated, no matter how little, let it just at least get to the secondary school level, that it's enough to, you know, reduce the high burden or the prevalence of child mothers or child pregnancies
early,
or
yes.
teenage pregnancy.
Yes, teenage pregnancy, early pregnancy, child mothers or child mothering. Right.
Yes,
Somebody was trying to call into the show. A couple of them I saw. The numbers to call again: 0201-465-7190. That's the female only line. 0201-277-0993. WhatsApp is 0809-597-5805. Now, before we go, I really want us to stay on this early pregnancy and childbearing. Dr. Ekere, of recent, I have been seeing videos of preteens in particular. I saw a couple of them, particularly a girl. Looking at her, her age would not be less than 10 to 11 on social media. I saw those videos. Somebody had shared that video. This girl was putting a baby to breast. And for me, it was heartbreaking. And, you know, I was just thinking about it. And then the other time, there was this other girl. I doubt if that girl is already pregnant. And I'm wondering, why are people filming this? Is this to call or to create awareness around this, this early or early pregnancy? Underage pregnancy is what we've been looking for. Is this an avenue to create awareness so people can rise up to it and then talk about it? So for that, with that, I'm thinking, is early pregnancy and childbearing become a menace in Nigeria? Is it?
It's really an issue that we must take seriously. Research has shown that 23% of teenagers, precisely from the age of 15 to 19, are already mothers, teenage mothers, and that's heartbreaking. That calls for immediate and abrupt intervention. That calls for collaborative effort from all channels. And just the question you asked, yes, it's very wrong for people to record people in their vulnerable state, let alone a child. So it's not for us to know. The awareness is there. There are statistics to show that these things are happening. To record it with their faces there, it's like intruding into the confidentiality or the space of the child, and it's all shades of wrong. You don't, even with what I do, we don't show the faces of children because they have the right to privacy. So they are impinging on or infringing on their rights as children, and that's not right. And I think the video should be reported and taken down.
All right.
We're talking about it now, so maybe it had to, maybe you had to see it for it to be tackled. But yes, it's a menace that it should be curbed. And if we don't do it as fast as possible, then we'll have children that should have been in classrooms but are becoming mothers, girls that are just at the prime of course, when they're in school, they're supposed to be doing well and, just showcasing all that they have and their talents and everything. And that they are getting pregnant and sometimes even out of the house, So I think it's a problem, and it's something that we should take seriously. And I'm happy that we're talking about it today, being the day of the International Day of the Girl Child.
All right. So still on vision, I'm coming back to that. What I was looking for. The chief of the field office of the Southwest Nigeria, that's Selling Lafourcrie, was the one who emphasizes that Girls' Vision for this, being the theme for this year. She says, globally, I've said that. She said, girls alone cannot bring about the desired change. They need allies who listen to and respond to their needs, like you and me. Together, we can build a future in which every girl's rights are protected. So, speaking further, she says the evidence shows that with the right support, resources, opportunities, the potential of girls around the world is limitless. When girls achieve their goals, they all move closer to achieving our global goals. All right, now, and this takes to speaking to the society. As a society, how do we help girls see beyond their current circumstances and encourage them to dream bigger aim higher and keep pushing forward, even if the road gets tough, because it's heartbreaking when the society sees a girl attractive, finds a girl attractive. This is a this is a preteen, this is a teenager, but who is rapid in growth, and then they're beginning to look at her, and issues like this bring about breast ironing. I remember discussing breast ironing in March or so when I discussed girl child palaver. Now, how do we get the society, our society, how do we help girls see beyond their current circumstances? A girl needs to be free. She needs to express herself, being a girl, being a child, and not to be feared, to be scared of, oh, now that I'm noticing some changes in my, some physiological changes. And then she's beginning to get scared, panic. How do we, as a society, help girls see beyond their current circumstances? To encourage them.
The family is the smallest unit of society. We're a reflection of our families, our different families. So it's important that families rise up to the occasion to start to teach the right values, start to imbibe the right values in our children, in our girl child, give them confidence. I believe that a mother's constant praise of her child, of her girl child, is validating, while a father's constant praise of his girl child is build her identity. So you see a child that is well validated by mother and father, having an identity, no one can pull them down. I've seen children whose parents did so much to build themselves, come out and they do exploits. They don't care about what society is saying. That should be what parents should go back to drawing board to do. Make sure that you're in the lives of your girl child. Instill confidence, boldness, resilience in them. And then we talk about mentorship. Mentorship should not be undermined. I'll give you a story. I had a very big person in society, an MD of one of the biggest oil and gas companies. The wife called me and said I should mentor her daughter, 17-year-old. When we first started, I asked what she wanted to study, what she schools in America. She just came back on holiday, and she was very confused. She said, I'm science inclined. She wasn't sure. I gave her the objectives and what she would achieve at the end of her mentorship. And from the second week, she was sure. She had gained clarity. She said she wanted to be a doctor, not because I was a doctor, maybe that informed a little, but because she had gained so much clarity. She had watched me, she had we had spoken. It was obvious. And I think that she didn't. There are other things she didn't want to do. She didn't want to write books. She didn't want to do public speaking. She just wanted to do. So that's what mentorship gives you, clarity. Mentorship makes you know that if this person can achieve it, I can. And then let's go back to storytelling. Let's not be parents that always lie to our children. I know that there's a need to exaggerate. I came first, I never failed. What this tells them is that if they fail, they cannot get up. Sometimes you tell them the truth. I mean, if you have first all your life, it's okay, but get people that have failed. I have failed before. I tell my children, and I started early, and they're like, Mom, are you sure? Like, Mom, but you said somebody, I heard you were very intelligent. I said, but I have failed, and I got up, and I keep telling them. And sometimes during our morning devotions, they want to listen, they want to hear the story again, children. And I'll go like, yes, I failed, and I got back, and today and this and that, and it just spurs them on. It makes them know that, I mean, if someone else could, their mother fell, she could stand.
Okay.
And go to stories, people they admire, Ben Carson and so on. You can go on and on. If it's a role model that they really aspire to be like, go and read about the person and tell them storytelling is a tool. Then with empowerment programs, we have empowerment programs for young people. I've seen parents from very good backgrounds let their children do things that they love to do, like hair making, bead making, makeup artistry. That's how to help these children. That's how to build resilience in them, so that if one way doesn't work out in future, they can turn back, they can have something to fall back to. So I think these are the necessary tools that we should give to them, and scholarships for the downtrodden, for the vulnerable. And of course, if a child is pregnant, parents do not send them out of the house to go and be on their own. Your personal issues, I believe in second, third, fourth, multiple times. I've seen children that fell and became extraordinary. So let's give our children the chance again, our girl child, our girl children. Thank you, Zainab.
All right, Dr. Nimi. Lagos to be a part of the conversation, the numbers to call. Oh, somebody dropped a message. Dr. Nimi, I don't think this message is meant for this this conversation, but because of the situation involved, I would read the message. So he says, "Good afternoon, Dr. Nimi. My name is Chris. May I ask for your professional guidance on pregnancy? My wife is about 8 weeks pregnancy. I was at work when she called me 2 days ago to inform me that she's bleeding, and the blood was very thick. Here in UK, treatment by appointment till Sunday. May I ask if you can possibly tell us the reason for such profuse bleeding? I hope the baby is there still intact. Please, we are scared."
Well, sometimes bleeding in pregnancy shouldn't occur, but sometimes you could have conditions like threatened abortion. You could also have other causes of you could also have other cases where people bleed, placenta previa and all that. I think that the best thing is for you to go to the hospital
8 weeks
and
emergency.
get assessed. They have to do an ultrasound scan to check if the os is closed. In threatened abortion, the os is closed and baby most times there's still a viable fetus and everything is fine. If it's incomplete, and I don't want to scare you, but this is not the context we're discussing today. I think you should just seek professional help. There are still doctors online that you can discuss with.
I'm thinking this is a case of emergency. Should they wait till Sunday? But appointment is by, visit.
Yes, it says appointment. Yeah, but they still attend to you in cases of emergency. If it's an emergency, you will be attended to.
All right, let's pick this call. Good afternoon, Niger Info. Okay, sorry about that. We have another one. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. What's your name, please?
This is Joy calling.
Hi, Joy. Good
I've
afternoon.
been listening to good morning.
We are going to get cut off in the next few seconds, but please go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, please.
You have done everything. You know, some children, you tell them how you fail or everything. They repeat that the same mistake again. What the parents will do about that? Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Joy. Dr. Nimi, I'm sure you heard what she said. You have done everything.
No, I didn't hear that.
Oh, okay. So essentially what she was saying, what Joy was saying was that what if parent has done everything and the girl is still falling, still going against certain things like instructions, like things she shouldn't do. Here is the mother or the parent trying their best.
It's keep talking, acting, be firm, be resolute. Not to go out with boys.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
All right, Lagos, we are still very much here. Dr. Nimi, can you hear me?
They will be able to do that. They can
Dr. Nimi, your
step-by-step plans or processes of how they want to do.
Your internet keeps freezing.
The frontal lobe is developing, and it develops fully at the age of 24, 26, mid-20. So we have to be patient with them.
Just keep talking, basically.
Small, you were younger. There were things that you were recalcitrant about. There were things that you were incorrigible to. There were things that made your parents shout and yell. So just be patient with them and keep talking. And then you can take them to a trusted person. You can take them to how fast the change will occur.
All right. So
but don't give up on your child. Don't give up on your girl. Fair to them. You the parents should be fair at least, so they have someone to fall back to.
All right, Dr. Nimi, we have more calls coming through. Good afternoon, Nigeria Info.
Hi, Zaynab.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Oboli.
Hello.
I'm here. Please go ahead.
Mrs. Oboli. Good afternoon, Dr. Nimi.
Good afternoon. She can hear you.
So I don't know if these questions can be answered, but I feel for want of time, let me just drop it on you. Probably when she comes again,
should be able to take one or two questions I'm about to ask.
Please go ahead, Dr.
I want her to speak on the high rise in femicide presently prevalent in our society. Also, for those who see the girl child's parts just for ritual purposes, what's her take on it? Thirdly, some men just believe that you need to beat a woman into subserviency. What's her take on these questions? Thank you very much. Thanks for all you do.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Oboli. Dr. Nimi, did you get the question?
Should I repeat
Okay.
myself?
No. Don't worry. I'll tell her. Dr. Nimi. So Mrs. Oboli is asking for your thoughts on the high rising femicide. Dr. Nimi, can you hear us? Hello, can you hear us, Dr. Nimi? Okay, and we are almost out of time. Dr. Nimi, can you hear us? Can you hear us? But I can hear you. We can hear you. Maybe you should check, or maybe. Oh wow, what's going on? I can hear you here. Oh. All right. Okay, let me just go through those messages. Zaynab, please tell the guy if it's an emergency, they should go to ER, should be attended to, rather than wait for the appointment. Life is important, please. Dr. Nimi, okay, this is Fendi responding to the person from UK. Fendi, thank you. Okay, Fendi is also messaging from Texas. So he says you should go to ER. They will attend to you, your family, rather than wait for appointment time. Dr. Nimi, can you hear us? But we can hear you. What's going on? Okay, so it appears Dr. Nimi's internet or something from end is not right. Let me check once again. What's going on? Hi, Dr. Nimi. Okay. You can hear me, but I can hear you. All right, Lagos. Okay, but we can hear her apparently. Anyway, let me see if I have more messages here. Okay, I have this message from Cynthia. Cynthia says, "Good afternoon, Zaynab. Well done. Dr. Nimi has spoken well. We need more support for the girl child." All right, Lagos, we are just a few seconds away. I see Dr. Nimi and someone trying to get the internet stable, but that's okay. Let me just read this one coming from Nicholas. Nicholas says, "Good afternoon. Zaynab, well done. I wish Dr. Nimi could hear you right now. But here is the thing. Even men need to support the girl more. And we
Talk never stop.
When I collect my salary, my husband will lock me in the house and make sure I submit to the whole money.
My wife woke me in the night one certain time and he asked me a question that I should swear whether if I don't cheat on her. And the sleep just collect.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.